Welcome to Slow News Day with Kevin Clark. I am Kevin Clark. The NFL is very, very particular about what kind of footage you can use. We finally got some of the Washington Redskins.
Oh, Simpson, can't you go 5 seconds without humiliating yourself?
How long was that?
Above the fold, Washington Redskins. Make Jay Gruden show up at 5 in the morning, fire him. Meeting lasts about 3 minutes, and then he's on with his day. Kind of a tough time to get fired. Nothing's open. Do you go back to sleep? Do you get brunch? Can't even get brunch. This is not news, but the Redskins are the worst organization in sports. As soon as Jay Gruden gets fired, Jason Lockenfold reports he thinks Daniel Snyder is going to go after Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is at a place, the Pittsburgh Steelers, that have had 3 coaches since 1969. The Redskins had 3 coaches in the first 3 years of Daniel Snyder's ownership. That's what you need to know about Daniel Snyder. He's gone through 9 coaches. He's won 42% of his games, and here's the important part. At one point, FedEx Field's capacity was 91,000. Now it is about 80,000. That's the stat that matters. The reason the Cowboys and the Redskins had a fierce rivalry was that they were the 2 of the most popular teams in the NFL. It seems inconceivable that this would happen. I want to show you a tweet from Grant Paulson, who took a photo of a tailgate outside the Redskins game in the DC area. Do you see any Redskins fans there? I don't see any Redskins fans there. That's a problem. I said this a couple of weeks ago and it needs to be unpacked. The difference between the Redskins and the Dolphins is the Dolphins mean to do this. The Dolphins are not going to do this for 20 years. The Dolphins are not going to name a president, as the Redskins did in Bruce Allen, where he takes over for a decade, wins about 35% of his games, then gets up there and says, actually, the culture is damn good. When you take one of the crown jewels of the NFL and run it into the ground, that is a league problem. The NFL has to step in. The NFL has to say, you have a hire and 2 years to fix this, or else we're going to come in and tell you what to do. You are hurting the league. The league is probably a better place when the Redskins are better. The laziness that has happened there, where they make a ton of money off the field, where they take advantage of this fan base, whatever, we're trying to build a new stadium, we're going to let Bruce Allen do his job, we're going to fire Scott McCloughan after a couple of years and some okay drafts and probably put them on a path that would get them to relevance. We're going to do all these things because we don't care, because we can stay in the NFL. The Redskins are, in professional sports, the best argument for soccer-style relegation that has ever existed. The Redskins should be in the XFL. I just saw a report, Lincoln Riley's not interested in the Redskins. One of the best coaches in college football who's revolutionizing offenses, turns everybody into Heisman Trophy winner. He's not interested in trying to coach a crappy team to 7 wins. Bring it in. You f***ing think Lincoln Riley's not interested?
I tried the Elton John one. What's the guy's name? Targaryen?
Teron Edgerton.
Close. And I kind of knew as it was coming out, I was like, I think I'm naming a house here.
Ryen Russillo, Ringer multi-platform star. The Redskins are bad.
I feel like if you Colt McCoy a couple more weeks, though, with the ones. I'm actually not kidding.
They didn't go all in like the Ravens.
I'm a Colt McCoy guy.
What is his ceiling?
What's that movie with Thanos in it?
Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, that. That movie would have been an hour and a half if Colt McCoy were the main character. Like, let's go kick this guy's ass. My name's Colt McCoy.
Did you watch it in theaters or on an airplane?
No, the rule is as soon as you get on a Delta flight,
like,
you have to f***ing watch this superhero movie. It's the only time I ever watch those.
Me too.
Have a soda water. You're gonna watch f***ing Aquaman! I always hear the first 20 years as an owner are the toughest. So
it's like Colt McCoy. You just got to get in the rhythm. You got to get in the rhythm. They've had.
I still think you guys think I'm making fun of Colt McCoy.
No. I understand you're deeply committed.
I went to his last home game ever at Texas.
How was that?
I was a huge fan of his. It was like a one-way friendship.
Have you met him?
Yeah, I actually met he and his dad, and he even said to my date, he's like, "You got a good one here." Then we broke up. I asked him once if there was a cologne named Colt McCoy and where could I buy it?
What did he say?
No, there is none. I don't know. I just was, his name was Colt McCoy. He grew up on a farm, throwing hay around. He ends up being the Texas starter after other people thought he was going to get beat out by other dudes. And when they lost to Alabama in the national title game because he got blasted in the shoulder and he and his father playing catch underneath the stadium during a national championship and his shoulder isn't working and they're both sitting there crying.
Where were you crying?
while I was watching, and like when Colt would drop it, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I got it, buddy. Like, you'll get loose. I pissed off everybody with a tweet this week.
I heard that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
I didn't even mean to do
unpack
that.
it.
Yeah.
So were you joking?
Yeah, it was a Kevin Durant joke.
Yeah, I thought that too.
So the whole deal happens, Jay Gruden gets fired, and the first thing I think of is like when Durant was gonna go back to DC and play with Marcus Morris and Jan Vesely. And you're like, is he? But he's from there. This is the tweet. You have to be worried if you're a Rams fan and McVay decides to go home to coach the Redskins. One, he's not even from there.
Two, there are no Rams fans.
Oh, see, I don't think that's true. I judge the Ram fan base numbers versus the Chargers.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So then it feels like it's Liverpool.
They look, yeah. Are you liking Pat's Giants?
This Pats defense statistically,
Best ever.
okay, but it isn't even the best in the NFL right now. I would take the Bears defensive personnel over the Patriots. That San Francisco personnel, or that front for San Francisco, is arguably as talented as any front in the NFL.
Did you see Richard Sherman, Baker Mayfield, a little flap this morning?
I did.
Did you see the actual handshake? It happened.
So how did that play out?
I think Richard Sherman's just not going to talk about it.
Did
He's
you?
going to be like Daryl Morey. It's complicated. Listen, that situation is complicated. I need to learn more before commenting on it.
Yeah, but make sure you tweet that 3 times while it happens. This is so complicated. There's so many layers to this story. Let me just make sure everyone knows. I understand how many layers are to this story. It's like, hey, are you doing anything right now? Be like, I'm trying to send an innocuous tweet about communism and capitalism because I'm in the content business. This is who I am. You knew this when we met. I'm in content. That's what pays for all of these lights and all these shirts we're wearing. Many complications to this. Send.
There's just so many layers.
It's a slippery slope.
The one thing I don't want to do, is comment on it before knowing everything.
Well, go ahead and read 200 years worth of Chinese occupation and let me know about the Opium Wars in 1845 and giving the island to the Great British, then also being a sanctuary to flee Communist China and invasions by the Japanese.
I think
you
I've
caught
got
up
it.
on all
I
that.
think I've got it.
Not an easy solution.
Listen, it's just not easy. All right, Ryan, when's your birthday?
August 5th. Just had one
Happy birthday.
2 months ago.
Leo, don't shoot the messenger appears to be the warning from the stars today, Leo. If a friend or family member says something you don't like, it's not because they want to hurt you, it's because they feel they have no choice in the matter.
That's a bullshit one. They're gonna use that for Pisces next week. That's so vague.
Yeah.
I could write these.
Can you write one right now?
Yeah, Aquarius. A guy is gonna say something to you, and at first you won't know what the true meaning of the message is, but later on you will discover the core of what he was trying to relay. It will be a lesson you will carry for the rest of the month.
That's pretty good. Oh! Club Kevin, without even, it's over, I don't have to look anymore, Mr. J.D. Salinger.
Yeah,
Mr. J.D. Salinger. Bit of a recluse.
A bit.
A bit of a recluse.
Where did he go? How many decades between books?
Well, he didn't write any other, but he wrote privately,
Yeah.
and then he put them all in a vault, and we haven't seen any of them yet. Congratulations, J.D. Salinger. You want to talk baseball?
No.
Hockey's back.